Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm showcasing a spicy team with Milotic. Most of you have probably never seen it used before, but with the new buffed move of Dragon Tail that Milotic has access to, it gets a wide range of wins in the Ultra Premier meta. I'm teaming it up with Gengar on the lead and Gyarados as the safe swap, forming an ABB line. This team isn't one of my strongest lines, but is quite fun to play with. Before we get into the video, just a quick advertisement for this YouTube's channel's Discord server. In the Foxiraptor Discord server, you will find resources for every Go Battle League, the ability to join the last Silph Cup of the season, the Venture Cup, along with the monthly Silph Cups, IV and PvP rank bots, places to discuss and ask questions on anything relating to GBL, and a remote rating system. Anyways, I'll start with the video. Gengar is the grass and fairy type control, Pokemon which caused some trouble for this team's backline. It has nice coverage against fighting types and can grab shields with its very high attack stat. Gyarados is the pivot of this line. Being a water and flying type, it can only be shut down by electric or fairy types, and even then it has some play. With the moveset of Dragon Breath, Aqua Tail, and Crunch, Gyarados has amazing coverage against the entire meta. Milotic is a bulky pure water type with the buffed fast move of Dragon Tail. It deals lots of fast move pressure and can beat dragon types, as well as doing regular pure water type things, like beating rock, ground, and fire type Pokemon. It can also outbulk some fighters and other water types, resulting in a surprisingly high win percentage. This team is ABB, and this is how the strategy goes to win. Gengar takes out the grass and fairy types. Gyarados draws them out and gets them low enough for Gengar to farm down. After farming down, it throws a move at the incoming Pokemon, and with Gengar's high attack stat, that move usually gets a shield. Then, with shield advantage and no grass or fairy type to face, there is a high chance that Milotic sweeps. Empoleon on the lead. Throw a Shadow Punch and swap to Gyarados. Venusaur on the lead. Stay in and match shields. Dragonite, XL Altaria, or Kingdra, or pretty much any Dragon Breath user, swap to Gyarados. Milotic with Dragon Tail and Gyarados with Dragon Breath take care of the dragons. Swampert on the lead, swap to Gyarados. Charizard, Typhlosion, or XL Talonflame, or any fire type, swap to Gyarados since you have two better answers in the back. Machamp lead, stay in and match shields. Obstagoon lead, swap to Gyarados. XL Politoed lead, swap to Gyarados. XL Jellicent, stay in and match shields. If you get baited with Bubble Beam, swap to Gyarados. Abomasnow / XL Alolan Ninetales with Powder Snow lead, stay in. Build up to Sludge Bomb and throw Shadow Punch, then throw Sludge Bomb. If they don't shield the Shadow Punch or double shield, swap to Gyarados. Drifblim on the lead. Stay in. Throw 2 Shadow Punches. If they double shield, or it's a completely XL'd high IV rank Drifblim that survives, swap to Gyarados. If you see a Charm user on the lead, stay in and match shields. Gallade on the lead. Throw 1 Shadow Claw and swap to Gyarados. The damage of 1 Shadow Claw registers before the confusion damage registers, so you get free energy and damage onto the Gallade before you swap into Gyarados. XL Umbreon on the lead. Swap to Gyarados. XL Galarian Stunfisk might be the worst lead possible. Gyarados and Gengar lose pretty hard to it. You have to hope that they swap out after you swap into Gyarados. Now I will commentate over a set of battles. In the first match, my opponent leads Empoleon. So this is a neutral lead, but I'm going to soften the Empoleon up by going for Shadow Punch right away, getting the damage off, and then swapping into Gyarados, trying to bait out the grass type since there's most likely a Venusaur. Out comes the Venusaur after the Empoleon stores a lot of energy, and the great thing about Gyarados is that it's a water type that takes neutral from grass. So it can actually survive a Frenzy Plant, in some occasions. I am able to get to the Aqua Tail, so hopefully this gets a shield, as my opponent might think it's a crunch, but my opponent knows it's an Aqua Tail and smartly doesn't shield. Now I'm able to farm down the Venusaur and throw a Shadow Punch onto the incoming Empoleon. But out comes a Gallade. So this is a quite common team of Empoleon, Venusaur, and Gallade. I do get a shield from the Shadow Punch, and I swap into Milotic to transfer the confusion damage. Unfortunately, Milotic will take super effective from Leaf Blade, but is still quite tanky, so can tank it, but I'm going to shield because I know that that's going to deal more damage than the Empoleon's attacks. Hydro Cannon is resisted and does around the same amount of damage as Drill Peck. So my opponent goes for Drill Peck and does around the same amount of damage, and I'm stacking 2 Surfs and throwing them back to back. My opponent is saving all their shields for the Gallade. I'm going to go for the Surf on the Gallade, and it doesn't get a shield, knowing that my opponent knows that Shadow Punch will deal more damage. And now it's just a race between Shadow Claw and Confusion, and I'm able to take it out before the Gallade takes me out. Good game, well played. In this match, my opponent leads Obstagoon. Horrible lead. I'm going to swap into Gyarados right away, and unfortunately some lag at the beginning as well. My opponent doesn't seem to have a strong answer to Gyarados, so is going to throw a Night Slash before swapping out into a regular Muck. So regular Muck has access to Thunder Punch, which Gyarados is double weak to. I'm just going to go for these Aqua Tails, and I'm not going to go for regaining switch advantage, because if I farm down this Muck with my Gengar, I might be able to get a shield, as Obstagoons are very afraid from fighting type damage, and Gengar has access to Focus Blast, a fighting type move. Unfortunately, they're able to get to an attack, and I think this is a Dark Pulse, but it's just a Thunder Punch, so I shouldn't have shielded there. Out comes the Obstagoon, and I can't get hit by Night Slash, so I'm going to build up to the Sludge Bomb and throw it. It does some nice chip damage, and now I'm going to swap into my Milotic. And in the back is a regular Nidoqueen. So, even without shield advantage, I can definitely get some shields with my Milotic, as it's quite bulky and can survive these Poison Fangs and Poison Jab damage. I get a shield with the first Surf. And let's see if I get a shield with the second one. If I get a shield with the second one, then I might be looking quite strong, because my Gengar will be able to take out the Obstagoon as it's in Sludge Bomb range. I decide not to shield my Milotic, realizing this, and I swap into my Gengar. Now, they might have had enough energy for an Earth Power, so I definitely should have shielded this move. And then when they swapped into their Obstagoon, I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb right away, not allowing them to get off a Night Slash. And now this is pretty much good game, as my Gengar can go for a Shadow Punch and take out the Nidoqueen. My opponent realizes this and surrenders. Good game. In the third match, my opponent leads Talonflame. So I have 2 water types in the back, so I'm going to immediately swap into Gyarados. They swap into a Poison Jab Muck. So I'm going to go for Aqua Tails, as I have 2 stacked. Now, this is winnable, but I make a mistake here of shielding, and since it's Poison Jab, I should have known that it was an Acid Spray Muck. And now, my defenses are harshly lowered, but I still think I can take back switch advantage. The first Aqua Tail gets a shield, and the second Aqua Tail also gets a shield, so I have 2 shields now. And thankfully, it was actually a CMP tie, so the Alolan Muck doesn't get to farm me down. Because it's Poison Jab, and the Alolan Muck is quite low, I can safely farm down this Alolan Muck with my Gengar, and have lots of energy. Out comes an XL Umbreon, which can easily tank this Sludge Bomb. I swap into my Milotic. With shield advantage, hopefully it can sweep and take out the Talonflame and this XL Umbreon. I know that Brave Bird from Talonflame will deal more damage than Foul Play, so I swap, so I don't shield a Foul Play. My opponent swaps into Talonflame, and I go for the Surf. It doesn't take it out, unfortunately. I am going to shield as Brave Bird would almost KO from here. It is the Brave Bird, and now it's looking quite well, as I can just go for this Hyper Beam and take out the XL Umbreon. They threw Foul Play, but Milotic is bulky enough to survive. Here comes the Hyper Beam. It takes out the XL Umbreon. Good game, well played. In this match, my opponent leads an Alolan Ninetales. So this is a bait dependent game, as the Alolan Ninetales can spam neutral damage, and I have the chance to one-shot it, but also Shadow Punch will not deal that much damage. I decide to bait with Shadow Punch, and it turns out to be a mistake as they don't shield. So now I'm forced to shield because Milotic and Gyarados can't deal that much damage to Alolan Ninetales, and I stack 2 Shadow Punches, but unfortunately a Powder Snow gets through, so I have to swap out right away if I want to keep my Gengar alive with that Shadow Punch. And so I swap into my Gyarados as my safe swap, and I'm just going to absorb all this damage. I don't want to swap into my best answer right away, and they swap into a Kingdra, which is not the best answer for Gyarados, which means Simming the back is probably weak to Gyarados, which is also good because this is an ABB line, and that might be a fire type, and I have 2 water types in the back. They throw an Octazooka to take me out, and I'm going to just come in with my Milotic, and with Dragon Tail, I can actually take out Dragon types. And in the back is a Shadow Politoed. So I'm going to build up to the Hyper Beam. I'm going to shield this attack because I know Earthquake will deal lots of damage, although I can easily survive. And I'm going to bait with Surf, hoping that they shield. They do shield, and they throw another move. This is the Earthquake, but I can easily survive. And they actually catch my Hyper Beam on their Alolan Ninetales, which is just crazy. But it's fine because this Dragon Tail damage will get the Shadow Politoed low enough that a Shadow Punch will KO. And remember, I had a Shadow Punch stored on my Gengar. Takes out the Shadow Politoed. Good game, well played. In the last match, my opponent leads a Abomasnow. This is slightly neutral, and I can one-shot it with Sludge Bomb, but it's also a bait-dependent game, just like Alolan Ninetales lead. I decide to shield the first Weather Ball, and go straight for Sludge Bomb, but they actually catch it on a Kingdra, which is fine by me. I'm just going to go straight into my Gyarados, and I can pretty much farm it down from here, which is really nice. I go for the Crunch, hoping to get back a shield, as it will put the Abomasnow quite low. I do get a shield, and I'm not able to get to the next Crunch. If this is a Weather Ball, I survive, but if it's an Energy Ball, which it is, it'll take me out. I go back into my Gengar, and seeing how low the Abomasnow is, I'm just going to go straight for Shadow Punch. No need for Sludge Bomb. And the Abomasnow just barely survives, unfortunately, but it's low enough that my Milotic can take care of it. And in the back is a XL Politoed. So, just like last game where there was a Politoed in the back, I'm going to shield the Earthquake, or the first move if it is Earthquake. It is the Earthquake. Build up to Hyper Beam, and throw the Surf. This time my opponent actually does not shield, which is quite interesting. And they're going to go for another Earthquake. Milotic is quite tanky, so I can easily survive that, and a couple of Weather Balls. I'm I'm going for another Surf. This one gets the shield, and I'm going for the next one, but my opponent reaches a charge move before me. Thankfully, it's just a Weather Ball, so I'm able to survive. Go for the Surf, take out the Politoed, and take out the Abomasnow with Dragon Tail. Good game, well played. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you in any way or you enjoyed it, make sure to press the subscribe button. It really helps out. Anyways, happy battling. Peace.